Hello and welcome back to another game between the Dobbs and Viper on Arena 1v1. I have time for one more here before going back to work, so let's see the second game here. Dobbs playing as the Mongols, Viper Indians. And I hope this is going to be an interesting matchup. I hope we're not going to see a tower rush here. Not quite sure. I guess I personally would prefer Mongols over Indians, but that's because I know Mongols a little bit better, I feel at least. And with Indians, I'm not really sure how to play them, but I think Viper knows a lot about the Indian civilization. I think he feels quite confident. As far as I remember, on Arena, Indians have been a strong civilization for the Viper, at least when he played them. So let's see how the game is going to go, how the maps are looking. We have the main gold for Viper safe in the back, second stone safe in the back, a little bit of space if he needs it. I guess not really, 2 boars in the back, which is also nice, doesn't need to open the walls, but 4 deer outside, so we might see Viper on the left hand side to lure those deer in. He will open those walls usually. 3 sheep yet to take. He does not see them. Interesting. Is he going for the boars early then? We have 3 villages going to the wood, and Viper does not have more sheep underneath this TC. This is a mistake actually. Viper is now waiting for those 2 sheep from the outside to come in, and is switching to wood for a little bit. Of course, he should be able to compensate for that, but still, you don't really want to be in that situation where you're missing your sheep. You can see the boars, so he could have gone for the early boars here. Not sure why he didn't do it, but okay, it will be fine here. We have Dobbs scouting the map. You can see the main stone from Viper, which is forward. Can see the 3rd gold on the left-hand side, and the deer and 2nd gold also outside here. 1 relic close to the Viper, 2nd relic really close to the base as well. So 2 relics for the Viper, I guess 1 in a neutral zone. And the 2nd stone is blocked actually, and for the Mongols you want to get the castles. I think Dobbs saw before, but I needed to stop. He said that he's not happy about that 2nd stone being bugged in the forest, so he still should be fine because he's got his 2 own stones and he can go for castles if he wants to. Extra gold here, close to another relic in a neutral zone, and then I think that's it for the Viper space. Let's switch to Dobbs' point of view. He's got that boar parked underneath the TC. I think you can go a little bit faster. He's got a main gold on the side here, quite safe in the back actually. 2nd stone safe in the back, so Dobbs will be able to get the castle up if he wants to. 2nd gold also safe. That's 3, 4 deer inside, quite close to the TC. Very important for the Mongols here. Dobbs is quickly going for those deer, and you can see the food is running down fast for the boars as well. And he's got an extra gold in the back as well, which is really nice. Dobbs cannot see his 2nd gold for now. I hope he's going to scout that later on. Villagers all immediately going idle after taking the boar for only what feels like seconds here, maybe a minute. 4 villagers on barracks, pretty standard here. Going for the mining camp. I would have preferred to see it right here next to the house. You can fit more villagers on that, and maybe a TC here, but okay, Dobbs will be fine. Main stone for him is forward. He's got one really close to his base. Extra berries here, doesn't really matter, and I think we've seen pretty much everything there is to see for Dobbs except that 3rd gold, which is outside. Now Viper is going up to Feudal Age a little bit later than Dobbs. Dobbs is on the way already, 24 population, so he's not going for an early castle. I think it doesn't really make sense to go with a Castle Age Mangadai, at least not against the Viper. And now we're going to see a pretty fast Feudal and Castle Age for Dobbs with only 1 Llama Camp, and I guess 3 TCs, maybe a monastery. Try to boom up as fast as possible, but Viper with the Indians probably is faster here. Viper going for the barracks. We might see crossbowmen here, we might also see scouts. I think scouts is more likely, but crossbowmen are possible at least. 4 farms up and running. This looks like scouts to me. Of course, Viper had those deer outside and did not take them. That means 4 farms are necessary for the Viper to get enough food for the Castle Age click. Going for the stable as expected, actually blacksmith on the left, so he's preferring to keep the walls closed apparently and go for some scouting here. Viper scouting probably looking quite decent already. I can see almost everything of the map, and we have the Castle Age click for Dobbs at 11:36. He will be there 14:16. Viper is 1 minute and 10 seconds behind, but Viper also 4 more villages. That's a lot. And I think he is good in time there. 4 villages on the main gold. And Viper, I think, will also add in some TCs and then go for a scout or 2. Maybe even only the idea to go for camels instead of scouts. And Dobbs was on stone in the back here, something I didn't see. Went for a really early uptime, going with the castle now. This is dangerous to say the least. 25 population, and 25 pop is really, really low. He's going to get that castle up, I think, but Viper this time is prepared. He has a stable up, so he can go for scouts, and I think he got the second scout. Can Viper see the castle? He can see it now, at least. Starting to wall immediately, so we've seen that before. Castle drop, there's a camel. I think the camels from the Indians should be able to counter the Mangudai from the Mongols here. What is Dobbs going to do now? He's sending a lot of villagers to gold. He needs to buy resources that he cannot get from his economy, I guess. And he's on 1 TC and will stay on 1 TC. Most likely, at least. He's got 1 villager on stone, so maybe after some time he could go for that. Of course, he's going through those walls with the castle. He's got 3 Mangudai. There is fletching done for him. And he's trying to go in, but Viper is quickly walling. The Mangudai have to go all around, and that house only at 177 HP. But I think Viper will be fine here. 3 camels waiting on the left, on the corner of the map, basically. And now those Mangudai are trying to take down a few of those camels, at least get some damage on those. 6 Mangudai, but Viper with the 4 camels and a monk in the back here will be fine. He's adding in TCs, 1 on the wood line and close to that second stone in the back. 1 on the wood line here. No TC on gold, but doesn't really need it. The gold is safe, and Dobbs is trying to go in, but Viper is fine here, and now he's getting a few good hits on those Mangudai. You can see they are losing a lot of HP really fast. I think that's a 15 HP hit then. I didn't really see it, but it would make sense. A lot of bonus HP for the camels on cavalry units. Viper now opened the walls to do what? I don't see it. Is he going forward? I'm not really sure why he opened the walls. I don't really see the reason here. Viper doing wheelbarrow. He's with 40 against 37 villagers. 3 TCs up and running, and I think he's doing good here. Now the Mangonel from Dobbs after the forward siege workshop got up. That Mangonel should try to go through the houses. Dobbs wants to do the damage here. Now, husbandry coming in for Viper, very important upgrade. Usually you don't see husbandry very early on, but for Arabia players, this is more or less a must, I think, when you have cavalry units. Husbandry is really, really awesome to have, and it gives you a lot of advantage. Now Dobbs is going with the second TC on the wood line. Maybe it's the third, but I think it's the second TC for him. And I heard a conversion. Viper got one of those Mangudai. Got 2 monks. No sanctuary done, but it's on the way. And those 4 or 5 camels are actually able to keep Dobbs at distance, at least. Now Viper is saying, let's just in case wall is with the palisade. I'm not sure. That house is probably new as well. And now the Mangudai is trying to go towards the TC, but you can't really go and stand underneath. You don't have the pierce armor that would need, and 60 HP only here. Viper still able to defend without too much effort. He's got a good map for that, actually. It's not really wide, it's quite close. Actually, the 2 wood lines are quite close. The TC exactly in the middle. And like this, Viper lost one of the houses, gonna lose the second house, but he's not really getting attacked in a way that he needs to worry about anything. Now he's going with the 4th TC on the left hand side on the 3rd gold. That's why I opened the walls, I guess. A few more houses coming up in the back just in case. Mining camp on that 2nd stone here. Viper housed for a split stack, and he's doing bloodlines now as well. And I think Viper has 2 options. He can go for Imperial Age and try to go for maybe trebuchets or bombard cannons, or he could just go add in more stables, go for camels, go for more upgrades, and then try to counterattack. Maybe even go in or try to do some damage here. Dobbs is on 47 villagers. Viper is 20 villagers ahead, almost at least. And with Town Watch coming up, Viper is definitely prepared for any more aggression here. Now Dobbs is moving away with the Mangudai. This is never a good sign. He's trying to engage here, but Viper looking good. Does Dobbs have a university? No. No ballistics there. I think also no thumb ring, and looks like Dobbs is not trying to commit here. Instead, he's trying to, like, boom behind the Viper, behind that attack, but it's not really a good idea. I think Dobbs, when you go for a forward castle, you need to commit everything you have, and like this, with a mixed strategy, I think Viper has not only a score lead, but definitely an advantage here. I guess I can go a little bit faster to see how Viper's going to continue. Is he adding in more camels, actually? He's trying to engage now. I think he's got the military numbers that he needs, and as soon as he reaches the castle, you need to go back. But until then, there's a 5th of Mangudai dying, and actually Dobbs needed to garrison those Mangudai, which he did not do. He's losing all of them. That is terrible. Does not work well versus India. GG. Yeah, actually, Dobbs made a mistake here, but the bigger mistake was to go with the castle forward and then add in a second TC. That's never a good idea. You need to do some damage. You need to go around, maybe go to the weak side, build a tower here, do something. Like this, Viper was able to defend perfectly. He knew what he had to do against that castle, and he won this game. 1-1 between the 2 players. I'm not going to cast any more games. I think that's the only 2 between them. him. So I hope you enjoyed this. Viper, I think, is back on his way to the top once he starts to play regularly and trying his best. Like this, he's adding in a few arena games now and then. This was played in the middle of May, I think. I hope you enjoyed these 2 games. See you in the next ones. GG.